indicator is a progress indicator. Window system dial hour off.
Hello. Okay. Welcome to the Divinely You podcast, as well as Saradivinelyyou on YouTube. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for watching, and hopefully learning some cool shit about me and the work that I do and all of that. And so if you're new to my channel, if you're new to my podcast, I'm a well-being leadership coach, fitness and nutrition enthusiast. I'm an author. I also dabble in accessibility consulting and lots of other things. Mostly I focus a lot on coaching and Reiki and energy healing and things like that. But on Tuesdays, I dabble in accessibility consulting. So if you're watching this video, please comment below if you happen to be somebody who is blind or low vision or visually impaired or whatever you, partially sighted, partially blind, whatever you call yourself. Or if you're a parent of a child who has vision impairment, I would love to know if me hosting a support group with coaching where you can like kind of talk about some of the things your children or you are experiencing, and be supported by me as a coach or as a support person, would be beneficial, or even from like an energetic, empathic, intuitive perspective. Let me know if something like that would, like, I'm thinking like a group, support group of some type, or another. But let me know in the comments if you feel like that's something, or if you know somebody who, like, you're watching this and you're like, well, I don't, but I know this person who has this kid. Or I feel like saying like what was the line from Ferris Bueller's, the sisters, boyfriends, brothers, girlfriends, whatever. Anyway, so if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who's a person in their life who's blind or low vision, that's the thing. Okay. So enough of that. But if you are interested, please leave a comment below and I will work on setting that up. But it's something that I've been thinking about since I know I've been interacting on some parent groups and listening to some parents talk about what's going on with their little ones, and listening to some other people in other blindness support groups that, just talking about some of the woes that they're going through or some of the feelings they're going through. And so I just wanted to put that out there, like, as if you're interested in being supported by somebody like me, who is a coach, intuitive, empathic, who can really be the container to sort of hear you talk about things that might sound crazy, might sound weird. I can handle all of that because I definitely have crazy, weird conversations. Just ask my friends, or who used to be my friends. Anyway, okay, so today I wanted to show you a couple of random settings. These are iOS settings. I don't know if they're on Android or Windows. I'm going to say yes, but probably not in the same language as what I'm going to share. So just be aware of that, but you may be able to find something comparable with Android accessibility as you will with iOS. I just happen to be an iOS person, so it's what I know, it's what I speak. But for sure, reach out to those resources for Android accessibility, because it's probably, the setting is there, the language is just probably different. Like we have voiceover with Apple, but I think like for Android, it's talk back or something like that. So anyway, so my point is it's across the board, and you can kind of it's just different language depending on your platform. But anywho, let me.
Video secure closed. Participants open chat share screen button. Desktop alert sharing screen within. Wait, iPhone iPad by airplane 100 selected. Share iPhone. Required to share an iPhone/iPad screen. You are currently on button.
Oh.
Option space. Install default button. Cancel button. You are currently on button.
I'm going to do it in the moment while I'm recording. Okay, because I know it doesn't take long. I did it before. That happened before, and I stopped recording only to find out that it took 2 seconds to do it. But every time Zoom updates, you have to reinstall the share plugin. All right. Okay, so I wanted to talk about a couple of random settings. So like, let's just say you have limited vision, but you're not totally blind. So you need some speech support, but maybe not all speech support. Or maybe you're just a sighted person who wants to know who's calling you from across the room. So let's go to phone. I don't want to zoom my screen because I know that kind of makes people dizzy. But oh, I may not have phone on here because it's an iPad. So I probably can't show that one. Didn't think about that. Okay, well, I'll show the accessibility ones at least. But if you're on an iPhone, if you go to phone, if you go to settings, go to phone, and then there is a setting called announce callers, and you can set it to announce all calls. So I have it set to announce calls so that it'll announce whoever's calling me, even if it's it'll say unknown caller, or it'll say, you know, it's my mom or whomever's calling me. For a phone number, it just does unknown caller. So that's on the phone. I forgot I was using an iPad. Oops. Okay, well, iPads don't have phones. Okay, so but in the accessibility settings, we're going to go to spoken content. And here's a bunch of different ways that you can have accessibility to spoken content without using voiceover. So you can say speak selected, and I have that turned on. And so then what I did was I wrote you guys a little love note. You highlight the text in whatever you're looking at. You highlight the text and then you tap on it and you get all the options, you know, the copy paste. Let's see, there's like the bold, italic, underline, there's the lookup, translate, and then there's a speak with an ellipsis. So click on speak and then click on English.
Thank you for watching my video today. This is a test document for demonstration purposes. I know I'm so creative with my writing.
So you can speak selected. This also works on some third-party apps. Facebook would be one of those apps. So if you want to read a post on Facebook, you can select it and then do what I just did and just tap on the selected and it will read the post. Instagram does not work that way. Those are the main apps that I use. Let me show you what I use for reading other apps, including maybe I want to read a long article or a long Instagram post or something like that. So we're going to go back to accessibility, back to spoken content, and then the next setting down is speak screen. And so what that's going to do is allow me with a 2-finger swipe down is going to speak the screen. This is super convenient. I used to use this when I used Twitter an awful lot because it would just roll through the Twitter feed and I could just sit and do whatever I needed to do and my phone would just read the Twitter feed. So we're going to go back to that same document. And then from the top, I'm going to use 2 fingers like a peace sign. And hope it works. Actually, it may not with the keyboard up. So let me make the keyboard go away. There we go. Let's try. There we go. And it's proving me completely wrong in the moment. I have noticed this one is a little less consistent with iPad than it is on the phone. I don't know what it's doing here, but anyway. Yeah. Okay, well, that's a bust. Let's see what happens if I turn the speaker controller on. Show controller. Okay, now let's go back over here. play.
Hi, thank you for watching my video today.
Ah,
This is a test document for demonstration purposes.
okay.
I'm so creative with my writing.
Okay, so what I did was I added the controller. I'm actually like not gonna scrap this recording because I feel like I just taught you something in the moment. But there's a little controller. It's off on the left-hand side. I just moved it down below the text so you could see it. And if you tap on that little arrow, it pops up this controller that you can use to play the text.
Hi, thank you for watching my video today. This is a test document for demonstration purposes. I know I'm so creative with my writing.
All right. So you can use this, like I said, to read articles or read your Twitter feed. I use it to read Instagram posts all the time. So that's another speak option. I'm glad I actually showed you guys that because I kind of showed you how to, troubleshoot a little bit. Highlight content that works on Facebook. Typing feedback, you can have various typing feedbacks, you can change the voices, all that. So that's a way that you can read, have the screen spoken to you without using voiceover. And so it's quite an option. I really like it because I don't always need voiceover, but sometimes like something's just too long and I don't want to read it, or I'm having a bad eye day and don't want to read. So all of the options, right? I want to show one more setting. I know I've showed it before, but it's been a while and I was thinking about it today. I'm going to go to display and text size. Maybe that's my phone thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to swipe down. Okay, see how this is gray with the control center or whatever? I'm going to do, where is it? Reduce transparency. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to do the same thing. And do you see how my settings is still visible in the background? Okay. That to me is visually confusing. It takes too much for me to figure out where those buttons actually are on the screen with the fuzzy background going on. So I'm going to turn it back on and show y'all again. See how it's like solid gray now? So even if I go to my home screen, which has red on it, see how it like does it does that. But if I go back to settings, turn off reduce transparency and swipe down. Okay, this to me is like visually so confusing. My brain doesn't know what I'm supposed to look at or focus on. Yeah, these are just some of the small settings that I run in the background on my devices that actually make a huge difference in how I interact with my devices. So anyway, I hope you found this to be helpful and important information and helpful maybe not only to you, but maybe your kids or your students or whatever. Let's see, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Safari.
Oops.
Zoom.us. Zoom.us. Move focus to next window. US image. URL. Stop share button.
There we go.
You have stopped.
Anyway, I hope you found that to be helpful. Like I said, some of those are super helpful. And I also mentioned the phone settings. So you can go into settings, go to phone, and then you can look for announce callers, and that way it'll announce who's calling. So you won't have to, if you're a screen reader user or you're not a screen reader user, you don't have to like look at your phone and pull it up to your face to find out who's calling you. You can just hear it announced across the room. Or whatever. So anyway, and like I said at the beginning, if you are interested in a support group run by a supportive coach who's intuitive, empathic, maybe you're having some experiences with yourself, with your kids, and you think that would be helpful, I would love for you to leave me a comment. You can also DM me if you'd like, and let me know if that is something that you would find helpful. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Divinely You podcast, as well as Sarah Divinely You on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love you.
Stop recording.